Hello and welcome everyone back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer. Are the little doohickeys working? Well, Geddy's is and mine isn't, so meh. Thank you all for joining us for another episode. We we are having a massive error problem with Roll20 at the moment. As you can see on the dice roller, the character sheet we use is currently down for maintenance. So we're going to be making do with the D100 system and just adding on bonuses wherever they appear. Why is that not? It's that should be working now. Anyway, so yeah, there is going to be some problems with the dice. It may take a little bit longer for us to figure out the rolls and so on. And now you're giving me a load screen. Why, YouTube? Why? Why Studio so shit? No, it says my connection's excellent. It says on OBS that everything's running perfectly and everyone can be heard. It's just my preview screen. My preview screen is now like in a forever load animation. It'll be all right. I don't need it that much. It'll be fine. So, in the last episode, our group had left their Archaeotech fortress. Might as well call it a fortress. They had left the Archaeotech fortress and made for the mainland on their boat after getting their boat back on land. They decided to head down towards the Adeptus Mechanicus. There we discovered that we've been doing distance a little bit wrong for quite some time. And yeah, the group encountered some herd beasts and a new type, a new species. After the herd beast did not stampede into them and they completely fucking annihilated both a dead or wounded herd beast and a wandering parasite to oblivion, they met up with the Adeptus Mechanicus. After a little bit of confusion, the good news was that the Magos is still alive and in the fortress, and that all those of Riser should march. So with a bit of very easy persuasion, all Ryzen tech priests left the Titan hangar, and a deal was done with the tech priests of the Leif Worlds, or an offering was made in some respects. The group left them with the broken remains of servitors and Archaeotech devices and so on and so forth. After going back up towards the Archaeotech fortress, they dropped off their new allies, giving them access to the boat, and they returned to the tech priests made their way to the Archaeotech facility. The Archaeotech fortress. Our group then took the car, the servitor car, and now a servitor truck back down to Izmir. I was generous to the group for my previous mistake on their ability to move, and the group have made it back to Izmir. It is, I'm going to say, late afternoon. You've got maybe very late afternoon. Or should I say early evening? You've got about 3 hours before the sun sets. So you've got plenty of time to do things here, but you probably can't go and explore anywhere. As you arrive at Izmir, you can see that the Sky Chicken is not in the field. Wait, it's not on this map. It's off this map. And yes, it does appear as if the tech priest has been attempting to do some work to the Sky Chicken. I would say maintenance, but it's a long process. It's a long job. Start small and work your way up. As you arrive, the extra sound of the truck, the people of Izmir do notice you earlier than what they might. Those in the fields run in to town to inform everyone that you have returned. As you exit your vehicles and make your triumphant return back to Izmir, the mood, whilst somewhat... Hang on. Nope, that's fine. Whilst somewhat... No, it's fine. It's fine. So I'm noticing things are happening, and I just need to check. The mood normally is very ecstatic, like the people just cheer and celebrate when you come back, and it's a real big celebration. They actually have a celebration almost every time you return. This time the mood is far more somber. Whilst yes, there is excitement that you have returned, and there are many happy faces to see that you have returned, you would notice that Anus, Timmy, and Timmy are stood before you, but Timmy is nowhere to be seen.
Oh.
Wait, we had 3 of those?
Yeah, it's 3.
Yes, there was 3 of them.
Timmy.
Yeah.
Yes.
All the versions of
One
Tim.
that didn't like them.
Yes.
They are interchangeable, so don't worry
Strange
about
individual.
it.
Pretty much. Essentially, these are the guys who have been in charge of the meat shields, and just they work with Anus now, so yeah.
I really thought they would all be dead by now.
Me too.
But that was the plan. They got lucky. I can't say they're hardy little bastards, because they're not really. So yes, you were all set up and ready to make statements about what you'd like to do.
I'm going to look at Heinrich and Trey.
Yes.
Then back at the people, because like the voice in our head said, they're not celebrating.
Not celebrating. All right, I am going
Do
to.
I see any threats?
No threats. Everything seems calm.
Wait. Where do we see the milkmaid and such?
You cannot see the milkmaid because you haven't moved into the square.
Okay, I am moving into the square.
Keep in mind where your tokens are and what you can see from your tokens. So as Heinrich approaches, he can see that as usual everyone is gathered. The mood is not celebratory. A quick glance over, you can see that the tech priest is on the awning, is on the side there. There are 2 shield sisters who are guarding the milkmaid and the baker, who is also a farmer. The milkmaid has a black eye, a split lip, and that's all you can see. The shield sisters are in a bodyguard position, and they glare menacingly towards the Izmirians, but they are not weapons drawn as such. Anus falls to his knees as he begins jabbering in Guttermouth, or Slurry Tongue, can't quite remember what their language is called. And Muttermouth translates for you. "O great warrior chieftain, I swear I had no knowledge of what had happened. I beseech you, please do not punish us. We have the perpetrators. They have been held in the cells. By the time the guards noticed what was going on, we immediately sprung into action, but the damage has been done. The armored one has left with her people. Only your guests and the 2 warrior women have remained.
What happened?
Anus gestures towards, after Mouth translate, he gestures towards the milkmaid and lowers his head. Timir will move out of the way, probably move further back, as the Shield Sisters move towards the people to create a barrier. That would be this one. So the milkmaid comes up to you, and in low Gothic, low Gothic. Yeah. My lord, rogue trader, I was attacked by those that call themselves the fishing warriors.
Fishing warriors?
They are fishermen, my lord, but they do not know the art, shall we call it. I was performing my duties, seeing to the herd beasts and assisting with the farm. She speaks through a split lip and swollen mouth.
Yeah.
The hunters, my lord, have failed every time they have gone out. The people were worried, and the fishermen were asked or told to do better. It is the only source of protein other than what they hunt. As I returned from the fields, my lord, I saw them at the water's edge, so I observed. I am no fisherwoman, but, my lord, they charged the water screaming like animals and throw their net once they enter the water. I merely tried to advise them that perhaps the charging and screaming were unnecessary. When the one I was speaking to, he attacked me after screaming some strange language. In fairness, my lord, when the guards, she kind of looks dirtily at the guards, as they are not the Shield Sisters. There is myriads. They're dirty.
Yeah.
They did rush to my aid immediately, and they did hold the perpetrator in a cell, somewhat, and those that supported his cause were also held. But she kind of looks at the traders who have kind of been translating this time for them. The understanding is not clear why they attacked, or he attacked, and the others, the older ones, and again, she looks disgusted. The deformed ones stayed stuck together. The younger ones did not act. I think they have more sense. But you would need to get the Fetid, I believe, understands better their language.
Very well. Where are they being held?
Muttermouth translates to Anus. Anus translates to Timmy. To Muttermouth. He tells you. I don't know how Muttermouth's been addressing you, but Heinrich. Timmy is holding them down by the cells down south. The younger ones who did not try to resist have been allowed to sleep amongst the stars, and they're just segregated. Those that put up resistance have been put in the cells, or your old sleeping quarters.
Okay. Oh yeah, the old. Okay.
Timmy, Anus says that he will send Tim to go and get Timmy to bring them forth.
Yep.
A word to Timmy, or to Tim. Can't remember which one this is, and then he will return. Yeah, we'll go there. So we have. Oh, am I going to get the stars? Yeah, I'm going to get the stars. Hang on. So I'll have to bring them up in twos. I should really
bring in the old ones.
Yes,
or
these are the old ones. The old ones will be kept segregated.
Okay.
So these are the old ones. And we'll move a couple of Isbirians back as the young ones are brought through. The young ones will get put closer to the crowd as they did not attempt to resist or be dicks. So, as you look upon these two groups, the young ones are young teens and boys and girls who are too young to go out fighting and too young really to work the fields for hard manual labor. They could forage and they could gather and they could pick fruits and vegetables and shit, but yeah, they can't work the fields at the moment. The old ones are a real group of, they've got club foots, they've got deformed hands, they've got vestigial fingers, they've got, cleft, like all sorts of genetic issues that come from inbreeding. They have in spades.
Right.
One of them stands more defiantly and is also sporting far more bruising and like split lip and cut eyebrow and cauliflower ear, although that may be a birth defect, you're not quite sure.
Okay. Which is the one that struck?
The one at the front. The one with the red dot.
Nice. Okay. I have the simple question, is just why? I wish to know his answer. If I just asked why.
So, he stands up, again, looks at you defiantly, and then makes a big speech, which Muttermouth will translate for you. So
Can I interrupt him halfway through?
You could, but you're currently stood all the way over there with your servitor and Thomas.
Let's see what he has to say. Let's see what he has to say first.
So Muttermouth translates in that they are a proud people. They are warriors. They do battle with the sea, with the river monsters that dwell within the lake. And who is she? Who is an outsider to tell these proud warriors who feed? And he points at all the people. We feed you, and we get no thanks. We get nothing. We are not like the warriors who go out and face monsters and come back with wounds and honor. They are left to dwell within the wet. Sure, Craig. How would you like to?
I would just miss Heinrich. Can I headshot this guy?
Don't waste a bullet just yet, I would say.
Well,
I mean, it's free energy.
yeah.
Well, the thing is,
Okay.
Right, so here's the thing, Cooney. You can't if this is something that Cray wants to do.
Yeah.
But both of you are behind him. He's literally just come around, looked, you can hear what's going on. If he raises his las gun and pulls the trigger, unless he asks, is this okay? Heinrich, do you?
He is asking over the comms. He is asking over comms.
That's why I said, since he's asking over the comms, we're like, no, just wait for a second.
Okay. I'm gonna hold off for now. I have a feeling we will be killing some of these fuckers, but I will.
So, Craig, do
you
you walk behind and raise your las gun and then ask, or are you walking to where you are asking, can I just shoot this guy? Albie?
Hello?
Sorry, what did you say?
Are you actually raising your gun and pointing it at the man, or were you just asking over comms, can I shoot him?
I was asking over comms, and I would have let Bob shoot him.
Oh my god.
That actually is a good idea, but...
That's a terrible idea. It has blast.
No, only at certain ranges it does blast.
At this short range, it's only blast one, so if I target this guy, I'll be nicked, but I doubt he will be.
Oh, Lord almighty. Okay.
The blast one is 1 meter.
Yeah, it's actually not going to hit. It's going to hit him, and that's it.
It's not even going to hit his other guys.
Okay, fair enough. He did step forward.
I'm simply going to ask, okay, hang on. So if he's yelling out that he's like the warrior of the sea and shit like that, I'll ask, and the rest of you?
The old men kind of stand. I mean, they're deformed and fucked up, but they kind of stand defiantly. This is their tradition. This is their heritage. This is what they have done since they were, point at the younglings. This is how they earn respect in the community. And the old man, who's the instigator, how dare they come to us and tell us how to do it? I've never seen her fish before. She doesn't do battle with the river creatures.
Okay. What time is it now?
I will be rolling
about
my eyes.
3 hours before sunset. So you've got time to conclude this and have a celebration and,
How far is it from the river?
Not
or
far.
How is it from the lake?
Not far at all. They are literally right next to it. I don't need to take you onto the world map. They are literally, you can get there within
we're right
10 minutes, but less than 10 minutes, 5 minutes, Yeah, they are super, super close.
I'm gonna ask if Enos, Timmy, and Timmy can hold on to them here for just a moment while I move off to the side real quick.
Yep, they call upon some extras to fill the ranks.
I'm kind of thinking we just make them walk into the fucking lake at the moment. If they want to fish so badly,
I think
just let them.
Yeah, just let him go.
They're
to
not.
the
They're
lake
not to
and let
return
him-
until they come back with a catch. At this point,
I think this is a very good moment for you to set an example. You did
oh,
say
I'm.
you said before we left that if something were to happen to the baker and to the ladies,
Yeah.
they would have to face your fury. And I think this is exactly the moment. The
You
younger
hear a
ones,
hopeful Bob from the background.
the younger ones, they're not defiant. They're willing to learn. Let them learn. The older ones, you should cut out the evil from the root.
Speaking of the younger ones, actually, that's a good point. I will I'll ask if you can come with me again over to these ones. One by if you can translate. I want to ask the younger ones, and what is your account? What are you saying?
So Muttermouth translates. They heard what. So the people are hungry. The people want food. They want meat. They want fish. The hunters haven't been successful, and there have been strange noises coming in the night, which is not unusual,
Right.
but strange noises. They've always followed the older one's example, but they too found it odd that the fish will be in close, and then when they run and charge into the water, they scatter. So what they overheard the milkmaid saying made sense to them. Why are you... Well, not what they heard, what was translated later on. Or what someone... Yeah, I imagine the trader came running out and tried translating something. So
Okay.
it made sense to them to just chuck the net, not to go running into the water after the fish.
Can
But
I-
they
can I-
also look normal. They do not show any signs of degradation to their bodies, except from their leathery looking skin.
I do must ask, when was the last time the old warriors actually brought food?
They do say that they do catch one or two fish every time they throw their net. But if there's a school of fish there's 15, 20 fish. Catching two is not exactly the premier catch. And there are larger fish that come in to feed off of the smaller fish. They will catch one of them rarely, but they are the beasts.
I have
Okay.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Why don't we teach the young ones how to properly fish? And once they come back with the fish, which is probably going to be a whole lot more than the old ways, we show the entire village how the old ways have failed them, and it's not honorable, it's shameful, and how the old ways should die along with the old ones that cling to the old ways. Those who adapt survive, those who don't.
whatever reason, Muttermouth is translating so that Anus can understand what Cooney's saying. Muttermouth says some things that the fisherman can't really hear. There is no honor. They are useless and do what they can to survive. If they had purpose, they would come with us, or they would fight, or they would mine, or they would...
Okay. So there's 3 hours before sundown, right?
Yes.
Right. Anus, take the new fisherman, the young fisherman, out and make the most of what daylight you have left. Use the new way.
Anus looks at the young ones, barks some orders, looks at Muttermouth, says some things to him. Muttermouth turns to you. He's not fisherman, he's fighter and warrior. The young ones will go and not charge into water. The young ones go and grab their nets, and they get the idea. Be stealthy.
Anus, I am not asking you to fish. I'm asking you to witness. Proof. You are proof. You will be proof of their way working or not. And, as you are fighter, you can protect them. Yes?
He begrudgingly goes with the young ones and grabs an extra couple of
just take some fighters with them as well.
He's not taking any other named ones. He's just going to take...
Yeah.
I took the fucking star again. I need to move the stars onto the background.
Before they go.
Yeah.
I will have Muttermouth translate this, but each of the younger ones will... I want their confirmation that of who they point out to be who struck the milkwoman.
So they will do that. They're not actually going off the map because I'm running out of space off the map now, funnily enough. I had so much room on the outside, it's being taken up. I'm going to stick that one on a layer, and it's going to be on the map layer. So all the younger ones hear the word, and they point to the one that's been most beaten up. But one of the younger ones will say... which gets him glares of hatred from them, from the older ones. But they all stood defiant against Anus and your representative. Representative? No. They all stood defiant in your... Because, again, they're fucking idiots. They don't really have a good vocabulary. For your chosen. Because technically Anus is your chosen. When you're not here, he kind of takes over management.
I have put XP into Anus.
You haven't yet, have you?
I have, yeah.
Oh, we might need to double check that I've actually ranked him up.
I've actually put a little bit of XP into Anus, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I've given him enough XP to make him into an actual fighter. Or actual sergeant kind of thing.
He's a mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has the foreman title. 100% I remember he has the foreman title. I think all the blood skinners, so all the fighters, got a level up. I wasn't 100% sure anyone had spent any XP on them.
Yeah.
Because Anus's character sheet is still blood skinner.
I spent 400 XP for NPC booster fighter Anus. Yeah, so I did spend 400 XP for that promotion for Anus.
Oh, okay. I will create a character sheet for Anus specifically with the upgrade. I'm just gonna have a look at the combat in case it says like weapon Anus. You know.
Yeah.
No, I don't have
weapon Anus. I have him on my NPC sheet after I did that. I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay then. Okay then. Fair enough.
Yeah.
That might be where his things are.
But yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, I'm simply going to ask: do you confess to this fucker?
Muttermouth translates, and he stands defiantly. That he confesses to standing in the defense of their way of life.
You confess to assault. You confess to aggravated assault against ones I have given my blessing to. You stand in defiance of my word, and standing in defiance of my word is standing in defiance of the Emperor. Kneel.
He does not kneel.
Very well.
Can I kill this one?
Not yet, Craig. I'm simply going to ask the rest of them, do you stand with him? Yes or no?
Let me.
I will be attempting to be intimidating here, by the way.
So there is.
I don't care if they answer yes or no. But
Can you give me a
Heinrich is
D100 roll, Heinrich? I'm just going to see how the number. If you want to see what your intimidation score is, then you can. So
my intimidation fellowship is 51.
So there is going to be something lost in translation going on here. They all rolled really well. The highest number I rolled was a 55. So they are all scared. Don't get me wrong. They're not. The leader has the most bravado. But they stand with him.
Okay. This makes things much easier then. Excellent. I am going to request some rope, and for the ones that stand with him to be bound and placed back in the shed.
You want all of them going back to the sheds?
No. Leave Red Boy. Leave Red Boy. The rest of them can go back in the sheds.
They will go off screen, but I know that they are.
Yep.
And they were all tied up, and I'll send a couple of guards down there as well, just to.
Excellent. I'm going to ask Timmy to beat this fellow back to the ground.
Timmy comes in from behind, takes his legs out while Wells kicks him and sends him backwards.
And now while he's on the ground, drag him out the city gates. Out the town gates. Cray, bring Bob.
So we go into a moment of RPG land, because I'm going to start running out of places to stick everyone.
That is fine.
You get out of mine land?
Yeah, that's the one. So
I think we are in RPG land. Aren't we?
They grab him by the legs and they drag him across the floor, his head bouncing off of rocks and bouncing off of rocks. The people of Izmir all follow the rogue trader and his retinue, their liege and lord.
I will request that someone translate to have them stop at the gate. They go no further than the gate.
Muttermouth will attempt to get some order.
If not, I will ask the Shield Sisters to hold them back.
The trader, the merchant, and so on will also assist in barking orders. I suppose the tech priest will come along for some amusement. The Shield Sisters guard the milkmaid, and they don't listen to your orders. They are, but they take.
If the milkmaid wants to see this, she can as well.
Yeah, I'm not taking anyone else further.
If they want to be on this side of the gate rather than this side.
Yes, there are some individuals who are basically just going further. They want to see.
Yep.
They are not Izmirian. The rest of the Izmirians have crowded around, and in some cases they're climbing up the stone battlements or jumping onto the wall, the wooden wall, to see over and to get a better view. But no one is directly defying your orders to leave. That is an Izmirian. It was just the Shield
Excellent.
Sisters and the Milkmaid and other woman.
Just before we start the execution, great. Those ones we have bound. Do whatever the fuck you want with them. If you want to make them as servitors, go nuts. I will ask Muttermouth to translate this, as I'm going to need him to yell it. For the crimes of defiance in the name of our Emperor, in defiance of your place amongst the society, and for the breach of trust and camaraderie we have established here, you are sentenced to death. Executioner. The executioner for this trial shall be Cray, and he shall do as he pleases. Little pat in the back. He's just, I'm going to quickly yell for Timmy and Timmy to move the fuck out of the way.
So Bob activates, orders confirmed. The weaponry raised up as, Timmy, get out of there! And they're like, oh shit.
Let me move the fuck out of the way! I thought you were going to stomp on him, what the fuck?
It's point blank. There's basically point blank. He can't move because he's bound, so there's like a plus 60 to the roll, so it's basically an undodgeable roll. He's also bound. So yeah, the shot fires and this old man's body just goes boom. There's a charred mark on the ground where the explosion has gone off and the beam went through him. His body has literally just been spread across the plains. It's just poof, and he's gone. He's just bits. A few seconds, well, yeah, it's only blast one. A second after the shot goes off and the explosion happens, wetness can be felt in the air as drops of blood begin to fall on people. Someone in the crowd maybe gets hit by an ankle or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, he's just gone.
Let's hope he wasn't disease ridden to the point where, you know, it can be transmitted through blood.
Yeah. No one's open with their mouth and tongue, you know. Should be alright.
I mean, these are his
Doing that fucking, like
I would expect
mouth open in the rain meme.
I mean, to be fair, to be fair, it is possible that certain sexually transmitted diseases and things aren't on this world, but it's also possible there's other nastiness that's been created on this world. So, yeah.
Yeah, these guys' mere existence is already a disease.
You know what? You know what? Those that are doing what Goku's doing in that picture I just posted on fucking Discord, yeah, they deserve it.
So I'll be 1 second.
Oh fuck! Good lord! Oh Lord Almighty! I hope that went all right, and I hope that I knew as soon as he assaulted her, 100%, like that motherfucker's getting killed. I just wanted to see how far the others would go. The rest of them would defy me, despite knowing the consequences. So it's made things much easier. Cray, here you go. Here's a bunch of fucking test subjects for you.
Yeah, that's gonna suck for them. That's gonna suck for them. I will point out, though, Cray, they can be servitorized once you get all the components to servitorize them. You know, the brain is still good.
I was planning on sending them. I was planning on sending them to the biologists. Here, have some test subjects. Although with good cooperation.
I am more than happy to just so long as the experiments don't take place in front of the Asmirians. Just these guys are prisoners now. And they are subject to whatever the fuck Cray wants them to do.
I mean, I'm going to ship them to the mechanical space, so
That is fine. Shall we just tie them to the underside of the Sky Beast, and then that's how we ship them there?
See how many of them survive and don't have heart attacks or aneurysms.
Fucking old men tied to the landing gear of the fucking ship.
if I need to fix this guy chicken.
I think if he did that would avoid corruption. I don't think that's a good idea. That's a bit much even for my standards.
So as the
If I was
rain
still Kalinga, then yeah, definitely. But like,
as the rain of blood comes splattering down and the people cheer as justice and entertainment has been done, there is a screeching cry of something dying coming from the mountains. The people turn round and what the hell was that?
No, I recognize that.
It's a animal meeting a disturbing and bloody end.
Oh, is that more fucking
have we heard that scream before?
parasite shit?
So no, but you have for three of you. For two of you, you have met that creature before, but you've never heard it sound quite like this. So you know it's a very different sound of terror, fear, and being. No, not a herd beast, and it's echoing over from the mountains, not from the fields.
Oh, I think I might know what it is. Out of character.
I should remember. But I have too many pages of notes to go through.
Am I allowed to?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
No, if you want to be like, oh yeah, it's
don't
this,
forget,
it's that, it's. You know.
Don't forget, I have perfect memory. On character does. Can I make a logic test to see if I recall this thing?
No, because you've never heard it die in this kind of way. The last time you encountered them, it was a long time ago, and they were kind of, or it, probably a better word, it had the upper hand. And it wasn't killed in a way that left it screaming in pain and terror. It's fine.
Oh,
it's fine.
Okay. Maybe it's not what I'm thinking.
But yes, the scream echoes out from behind. You can see, Heinrich, from where the execution spot is. The younglings have turned around and they've seen what's happened because it's not that far away.
I mean...
So everyone kind of returns back to camp. Putting it out there, he's being obliterated. The anus and oh god, not the truck. The truck.
What was the reaction of the Skytower people?
Well, they're inside. They weren't taken out there to see it, but they heard the explosion. They can see bits of red splattering down. Maybe they have an eyeball or an elbow come flying at them. Who knows? Yeah, they're looking less confident now about their defiance, that's for sure. That's for damn sure. They are less defiant than...
It's going to be a whole lot worse.
So,
they have no idea what's in store for them.
Just bring these guys back for now. So, as
Honestly, the guys are probably off worse than the guy I blew up.
Yeah, probably. They're going to live for a lot longer if they're Cerberized.
Also, off the character question, where do you fall on the serve target retain their memory or not?
So it depends on which Forge World has made the servitor. Some Forge Worlds have better lobotomization than others. if it was done by a Magos on his own, then it's up to the Magos. If it's done, so there are multiple. So one account of a so he was a tech priest for a Magos. The Magos sent him out. He got captured by the enemy, corrupted by the Dark Mechanicus, got sent back to assassinate the Magos. He was so badly torn apart, and the Magos felt so bad for his friend, essentially, that he turned him into it's not a cataphracti servitor, it's the ones with the repulsor fields and the big ass ones. I can't remember what their names are. Or is it repulsor? No, sorry, not repulsor fields. They've got tracks for legs.
Cataphron?
Cataphron. Yeah, he got turned into a Cataphron servitor, and he recognized the Dark Mechanicus tech priests that tortured him and killed him, and his Magos friend who turned him into this servitor could hear his voice, his cybernetic voice, saying, "These are the ones, I must kill them, I must destroy them, it must be me." And he was a properly servitorized, or he was done with the utmost care to his brain, I should say. Not properly his brain was kept as intact as possible. So as long as the brain is intact, or the servitorization, the lobotomization is done poorly, they will remember. Genuinely speaking, you only do that, keep the brain intact, if they are an honorable person that you want to protect what they were. If they were a penitent, because archoflagellants are technically servitors or a type of bioservitor, they're allowed to keep their brain intact because they're criminals who are meant to be punished for what they've done. They're meant to be. So it depends on who's being servitorized and what Forge World is doing it. There is a book where a guy who got properly servitorized, his brain was lobotomized when a saint of the Omnisire touched him. I'm pretty sure he just touches him. Like, the servitor dude gets smashed in the chrome dome. This dude grabs hold of him, and his touch alone was able to reinitialize the dude's brain, where he was fully conscious as a servitor and had freedom of control and movement, but he just chose to follow the Adeptus Mechanicus's orders. And that servitor was deemed a saintly servitor and a heretical servitor all at the same time. So, yeah, the saints, technically saints, because that's what he was at the end of the book, can free up, but that is a very one-off, very special character that I've never heard of another one like him. The other forms, where it's just they're meant to suffer, they're an honored warrior, then they have a chance of remembering shit. Normally, if you're a convict and you're sent to a forge to be servitorized, they don't want them having their consciousness. They just hack out all of the frontal cortex, all the frontal lobe, and just stick cybernetics in there. So yeah, it genuinely depends on the servitor. But if it's a mass-produced one, normally they won't. But what's normal in 40k is not always standard things. Also, it depends on the writer. You know.
I am sorry to say this, but the time has arrived. I have to go. My bad.
Unfortunate. So this will be a much shorter episode. Jim,
you
add on 100 XP. There's going to be a little bit extra that will that we'll do, but add on 100 XP as normal for the episodes. So this noise rings out, this death cry from a creature rings out. The Izmirians look more shocked. How would you guys respond? Like, nonchalant, it's a creature that's way in the distance. On guard, is there any reaction from you lot?
I'm going to try and coax everyone back inside the walls and try and get everyone.
I mean, I leave Bob on Overwatch.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bob
the
will
people
wake
were
us up.
already starting to move back as the scream comes in, and they, just get shifted off quicker. The Shield Sisters, one of them escorts the two ladies back. They'll stay outside the building for now. They won't actually go inside, but she escorts them back. The other one approaches you, Rogue Trader, Heinrich. I will ensure that our people hear of the justice you dispensed, my lord. She will then... no! What did I do? Where did I send her?
She will then disappear into the aether, apparently.
I sent her to the lighting layer of all places. I don't even...
Oh my god.
So she was truly banished.
She is now a bulb.
So, oh, for God's sake, game. Give me access to... There we go. Is that... There she is. So, yeah, she's going to... I mean... I will move her back because I may need her token at one point to token there with you. She's going to basically head off to Ploying Village. She's perfectly safe to do so. Don't worry about her. And she'll deliver a message, and maybe she'll come back. Maybe she'll head on to the Sky Tower. It seems as if they are pleased with how you dispensed justice for what has happened. The rest of the Izmirians basically start to have a party and start to have a celebration for your return. Food starts being cooked and all the usual goodness that happens. As you're all kind of stood at the gate, the tech priest comes in, hearing the scream of the creature, smiles and... Would you say it in low Gothic? Or she would say it. She would say it. No, you don't, because you're in front of her and she's behind you. Look at the token. You moved your token in. She comes in from behind, because she was outside, away from you to watch, the execution. She's come in separately. So she comes in. Here's the scream of the creature. Looks back at the rogue trader. The angel is at work again, my lord. Praise be him. Praise be the Omnisire.
What do you call what the angel is?
The fucking Space Marine. The Space Marine is killing shit. This is brilliant.
Cray, you would get a binary data spurt from the tech priest, basically running down, like she's giving you, technically you are higher rank than her. It probably wouldn't be Lord. She sends out your official and unofficial rank, which I can't really remember what your unofficial rank is. Like the rogue trader is seen as a lord. You're part of his retinue, so you do get an honorific for being in his retinue. But I can't remember what that is.
Chief Engine Seer, technically.
Is it acolyte? Well, they don't have a craft. You don't. So it might be acolyte.
He would.
What do you want? What are you trying to say?
Well, so your official Adeptus Mechanicus rank will be stated. whatever that is at the moment. So if it is Engine Seer, then it'll be Engine Seer. Well, yeah, so every tech priest has
I think I'm an Engine Seer.
You are an
I think
Engine
I'm
Seer,
fully
but there are ranks to it. So you are of higher rank than her, so you get an honorific already because you're, for example, you'd have an Engine Seer Primus. The Primus would be the honorific if you're in a vehicle where there's a hierarchy within that vehicle. If you were the Delta Beta,
My honorific is Explorator.
yeah, so you're an Engine Seer Explorator. Will be your official rank for the Adeptus Mechanicus, but then you also have the Acolyte. I think it's Acolyte for the Rogue Trader's retinue as well. Once you go onto his ship, you get the Explorator Engine Primus Acolyte. So the Acolyte is it's an honorific for you being in the Rogue Trader's retinue, as far as I can remember.
I don't think the Mechanicals actually use honorifics all that much. I think that's just their rank.
Well, so whenever they do a binary expert, because they may not say it, but when they talk in binary, and she is of lower rank than him, so she is
like
going to use
numerical thing, or so in my mind, it would be more like a numerical thing. So like, they're like numerical rating in the current system. So the current system here, there's only 2. So he would be 1, she would be 2.
Yes, for the job within their system, but he would also have an act because he's part of your retinue. That has to be noted.
Yeah.
So he has
but she's now part of the system as well. So she's permanently part of that system. So if it's just between the two of them,
hers would be beta, for example. If another tech priest joins your retinue, she would be given the Engine Seer beta, you know.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate than just, you know.
But she wouldn't have the honorific added for retinue of the Rogue Trader. She isn't going out with you. Yeah. She isn't he is a representative of the Adeptus Mechanicus to you personally. So they won't go up to you personally. They will go up to Cray and say to Cray, you need to inform the Rogue Trader of this, this, and this. So that's why he gets in binary an honorific, which is essentially Acolyte or retinue member or subject of the Rogue Trader. You know, there's something in there that just Cray would notice from the binary expert that she is giving. So it's your Adeptus Mechanicus ranking, your Rogue Trader ranking, and then there is just a list of all the things that she has done to the Sky Chicken, which has a number of question marks. You know, there's like, are you sure this is its name? Understood. She's worked on the landing gear. That's it.
Excellent. It can attach 5 old men.
Like the workload that she's done, Cray, over the 10 days is good. You know, she's has been working. She also gives you a list that she repaired the Astartes war gear. She did this, she did that. But the main big chunk of her time is she worked on the landing gear of the Sky Chicken. So she's not just been sitting idly by and doing little. She has been around. She informs you she only came back to town, really, to grab supplies. That she's been living in the Sky Chicken.
She's been living in the Sky Chicken. Jesus Christ.
Notify her of the events we went through, that we now have a potential facility to maintain the Sky Chicken in. I was wondering if she thinks we could fly the Sky Chicken to the set base.
There's a binary spurt. A lot of it is praise the emperor, more of our brothers and sisters, less of these inbreds. She gives you some statistics for flying the sky chicken. They're not good statistics. You believe that you could improve if you. This is her operating it. She's not. You could probably do better on this. Mainly, they're around 60% success rates. You think if you were in charge, you could up that to 70% for most things. But she does give a couple of critical systems that could be better maintained to increase the survivability rate of the sky chicken. They're like two-man jobs, really, that if you spend a day, you could improve it dramatically. Or at least for short distance runs could improve dramatically. And again, this is all in binary. She does push that any prolonged use will drop the success chances. So as long as it's a few hours of use, it should be okay. But a day with you and her working on it will improve said chances much higher.
Excellent. Great. Get in there. Make more tech babies.
We need to breed. Understood.
This is an order. Make more mini tech priests.
She is lower ranked enough that she is still capable of it. She hasn't given up that function. I imagine Cray is on a similar boat. Not quite high enough to install a mechadong, and not quite high enough to get rid of it right now for, when you want a plasma cannon to come out of your chest, you might have to sacrifice some room,
I mean, why would you make the plasma come out of your chest when you can make it come out of your dick?
Well, it's the area where the weapon slides out of. You need to make room in between get rid of that so it can come between the legs. Your legs clamp onto it and you're fire! You do that once with your testicles there. Your testicles won't be there much longer.
Necron laser. Or my neutron laser.
Yeah, you're organic enough to if you want to engage in acts of the flesh. It's only once you get much higher up there that you start losing that shit. Although technically, I don't know which book it is. It might actually be Rogue Trader, which means we'll have to use Dark Heresy. But when you replace your legs, you can't actually replace your legs if it's above the knee. You have to replace your entire hip. Like all your hips have to be taken out and mechanicalized. Which is a disgusting thought.
Well, yeah, I kind of figured like above the knee and shit like that. Like it kind of.
But yeah, there are areas like if it's too, like maybe just above the knee, they could still attach a cybernetic limb there, and it's not. But once you get further up, yeah, they states in the book.
Once you have to remove the full thigh, that's when you're fucked.
Yeah.
I think like halfway up the thigh, because you can just extend that down and make your own artificial knee at that point.
But yeah, it does state in certain books that it's the whole hips. So you can't replace one leg either in certain. But it might be the Rogue Trader book that it states that when you replace the legs, it's both legs or no legs. So you have to do the hips. I think it might be the Dark Heresy where it's just the legs you can replace.
I think it's. It's not the specific book, but I think it's Skitarii. Like they're the best example because I think like literally they are just there. It is their lower waist.
Yeah,
like it is literally their waist down. It is replaceable.
Yeah, that is for Skitarii. It is essentially you get your head and your torso, and they're the only bits that technically remain fleshy of you. But even those bits can be removed depending on bog standard Skitarii keep most of their chest and head intact. But once you go up to like a Skitarii, Primus, Domitus, because again, they all have fucking ranks, yeah, you move much further up. And also, if you're the private Skitarii of a Magos, then he can do whatever the hell he wants to you. You know, there's not really a... And they're not... Well, some Skitarii are hugely advanced. Some Skitarii are... I think it's the Dusk Striders or the Infiltration ones. They are so upgraded that, yeah, there's not much of the human remaining. The cool Skitarii that you see in the miniatures, the ones who still have their cloaks, and have, yeah, I think for them it's arms and legs that are mainly removed. But once you go up to like the melee ones and the stealth ones, I think they remove a shitload more of the internals as well. And yeah,
Fair enough.
also Skitarii are a very, very sad section of 40k. You need to have a good Domitus in order to be a well-kept Skitarii.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you are literally just a shitty servitor, a slightly better servitor. Kind of. Your freedom is not guaranteed. So there's a big celebration. Oh, actually, sorry. There's another blurb from the tech priest. I was gonna do roles for the characters for this, but I think I'll just use the roles that I gave earlier on. So 3 children were born in Izmir.
Hey.
She informs Cray specifically, I am not a biologist, and I do not want to be one. She did assist for some of these births. All 3 of them survived. All 3 of the mothers survived. 2 of the children have come out unmolested by the Izmirians' genetic downgrades. 1 child does have vestigial, additional fingers that don't move, and some severe internal issues. Should be surprised if it's a dirty area. Babies are very weak anyway, so no one get fucking on your high horse about this. She doubts most of them will survive, but that one in particular, probably not. It's a cruel world we live in. I do need to bring up the genetic downfalls of the people.
You're about to say something completely different there for a second.
So great, if you would, I will be nice and remind you, if you want to take a small blood sample to see if these are offspring of the Magos is genetic experiments, you can. Degadrick. Oh yeah, I should just call him the Errant, because he's a Magos Errant and the other one's a Magos Explorator. So.
Oh yeah.
So your dude's the Errant. He's the Ryzen one.
Don't I already have samples since I threw samples in the
Well, you didn't.
Yeah, but
you
now you
didn't
can get
get
a fresher
medical
sample, like
device.
from a.
You didn't get
from, like, a
blood
genetic
samples
start.
of every single Izmirian. For a start, you only took them from a certain age group, and these are brand new. So you definitely didn't get a blood sample of these. I was just pointing out if you wanted to.
These aren't limited edition; they're just like newer edition.
Yeah, they're new out.
I mean,
Fresh
I
off,
guess I'm going to
fresh off the
some.
printing mat.
Fresh off the printing press, aka the gooch.
I'm going to sample all of them.
Sure. So you get a small blood sample off of all 3 of the children, well, babies. So, as the celebrations are getting started, come here, child, stab, blood for the Omnisire. As the celebrations,
Where is the best place to draw blood from a child? Oh yes, the spinal column.
the most painful place. We'll move on
I
from
mean,
this.
it would just be the arm.
through one leg through the other.
So as this is going on in the background, the celebrations are kicking off. Alcohol is being distributed. Foods are being grilled. Bread is being cooked, or flatbread type breads.
Beds are being read as well, most likely.
Probably. Well, maybe they eat first. Who knows? Maybe the execution got them all hot and bothered. Be a bit worrying. Yeah, the celebrations get going. You can see that the shield sister who is protecting the guests comes out and acquires food and drink and takes them back to the guests. The Izmir, the mood has, for some reason, after an execution, improved dramatically as everyone seems to be in higher spirits. After about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, you've got, after the execution and the talks, and yeah, maybe you've got half an hour before the sun sets. The younger ones come back. Heinrich, give me a 1d100.
Hey!
They do incredibly well. They even have some of the larger fish in their catch.
Hey!
As Anus comes back, and as the people are probably just about finishing their food and getting well into their drink and their fornications, Anus reports on how the stealthy actions of the young ones sneaking up on their prey and delivering a fatal blow with their nets has brought back glory, honor, and food to the community. He kind of looks over and rolls his eyes slightly, but everyone's cheering and happy and drunk, so, you know. He is learning to play into the crowd.
Yes, excellent. I give him a little head pat. Good boy. Oh, God almighty. All right.
Sorry, so as I pour out a glass of beer, I believe that is everything for day 169. So we move to day 170. Let me just double check on the notes there that it was. Yes, it was. I should probably mention the execution in my notes, but I'll do that for another time. So, So as you get up early, I'm just going to lead the characters into where I want them to go. As you get up early, you realise that you have business to take care of. So you spend half an hour or less walking up to the research lab or the archaeotech facility, knowing that you're not going to spend too long here. You head on up. And I'm just going to give you the quicker overview. As you return, you enter and you find 4 crystalline skeletons. Each one has received blunt force trauma, which has killed it. You know this because the bones of the creatures have been shattered in certain areas. As you make your way, and the tech priest comes along for whatever reason, as you make your way down, you find, and of course Bob has come. Oh, hang on, there shouldn't be a Peeper. God damn it. Peeper Skull, you are no longer with us. You have a Magos inside you now. That sounds weird. As you come down, the Astartes is not wearing his armor. He's removed his armor completely. He has stacked it in as acceptable way as you can stack a suit of ceramite and plasteel, and he hasn't just chucked it over. He's kept it very, protected-ish. He is currently sat. Why not? We'll have him sat up against a wall. There is another sand tiger, which is the creature that he has been hunting recently. That is between his legs, and he is skinning it and basically eating the meat raw. But yeah, as he skins it and cleans off the bones, and you can tell that this man is a expert in the art of preserving trophies, as his blade work is very impressive. As you all come down, he already hears you approach. He would greet you, rogue trader, but there's not that much more that is said. He's acknowledged that you have returned, and he is skinning and de-meating his trophy. Cray, you can test the blood now. You find that two of the children have had carry on the genes, the genetically altered genes that the Magos errant fiddled with in previous generations. The third child does not carry the gene and has never carried the gene.
Oh!
I mean, that could, because the Magos errant couldn't change everyone. He could only kidnap a few people at a time. So,
I suppose, yeah. Huh. Okay.
that would be a purebred
That's the one that's really fucked
Ismirian. Yeah, the one that's most fucked up. Yeah.
Is the one that's most fucked up is the most purebred,
Yes.
aka the most actually inbred.
Yes.
It is an actual fucking sandwich. It's that much inbred.
Yes, it would be considered a blue blood in many respects. Very large chin. Very, very large chin.
It's got a fucking Habsburg chin.
Yes.
Lovely. Okay. All right. Delicious. Not. I wish to congratulate the Space Marine, by the way, on his hunting prowess. How well preserved are the skeletons?
So the first one, the bones are shattered in multiple areas. The ribs are all, and then they're shattered, they're broken. There's still some bits, but you can see that he wasn't able to salvage many of the bones. The skull is also caved in on one side. The jaw is laid down beneath the skeleton, but you can tell that this was probably his first one he encountered, and each one moving on from that is in far better condition. This one, you struggle to see where he actually killed it, as he's already cleaned up the skull, and the skull is perfect. There's not a single crack upon its crystalline bones. Looking back at the one he killed previously, it looks as if he jammed his thumb into its skull, because there's only one area that's damaged, and that is there's a hole going straight through its skull, which looks like it should be bullet sized, But as you see him working, it was more likely he jammed his thumb into the side of its temple, and that was the end of that.
Jesus Christ, okay.
The skull on this one, however, is perfect. He found a new way of killing them.
Oh, God.
So you congratulate him on his works.
Yes, I must say it is a very excellent display you have here.
It reminds me of my home, but the prey here is less deadly.
There is a varied selection. This world was primarily set up for the nobility of times gone by, something they were able to hunt themselves. But there's still tougher prey out there.
This area, it grows empty. I have already crossed into the forest lands. North.
Eagles, tell them of our plans for the wedding. Wait,
You know, the
weapon cache?
whole thing to the south that we need to liberate in a few years. If you
Oh,
want
the
to let
fucking
them go.
hive city?
The mine has the weapons of mass destruction.
Oh, the mine. Yes. Okay. Yeah, the
Tell him
mine.
if you want. You could propose him to go to start hunting in the area of the mine.
I caught the scent up north of your abhumans. Different, but still distinctive. I did not press on, as I was not sure. I was not sure of your intentions with the rest of their kind.
At the moment, there is only some hostile entities amongst their kind. The rest are neutral, if not allied. Surprisingly.
Well, I smelt no blood from them, and I did not see the need to go further. It seems the deeper into the forest, the less the game is. Interesting that the creatures do not enter the forest so readily. I did, however, notice a number of flora that would be toxic to mere mortals. You should be careful.
Unfortunately, we are well aware of that at the moment. We bring news, by the way. The scouting mission to the east bore great fruit, and we have discovered our latest, best defensible position. Will primarily be our new fortification, it seems. A island, former planetary defense establishment that will be moving some of the materials and such to, as well as some tech priests allies, and we're looking to get some in the way of general labor as well for it.
Then, congratulations, Rogue Trader, on your success. I grow
Should you
tired
wish.
of this place and this cave, however. There are greater game to be hunted, or enemies that need slaying. Then I would
understand.
rather test myself more than on... He holds up the skull, whatever this thing was.
And I recognize the thing.
Yeah, it's a sand tiger. It was the thing you
sand tiger.
killed when you first got to Izmir and went out the hunting party. You've never heard it
Yeah.
scream like that before, but, you know. It's what happens when you're being throttled to death. Having your insides turned to outside, you know.
If Imre is not going to say anything about the great enemy to the south for game, I think I would. Hello? Anyone out there?
He looks at you, Cray, and looks at Heinrich. Do you have need of me, rogue trader? Or may I venture upon this world myself? Whilst I appreciate
I believe.
this place is adequate for a time, that time has passed.
I believe we will need of you at some point. In the near future, we have plans of attack to make against the enemy to our south, both in the Screaming Valley and to the Hive City. And I would like your assistance in that, if possible.
Are they the enemy of the Emperor?
They are.
Then he looks at his armor. I have a duty to end the Emperor's enemies, wherever they may be found. But as he says that, there's not much conviction there. It's not what you imagine an angel of the God Emperor would say when going into battle, when preparing to fight the enemy of man. He says it, but it just sounds hollow.
I'll bow and give him my greetings of thanks. Should you have... I take it from your previous mentions there, you have no intention of coming with us to our new base, correct?
He looks at you. What would I do there? What need
My
of
thoughts
me
exactly.
do you have?
Which is why I feel a better way of putting your talents to use would be to have you do your thing. But, and I'll just ask if Craig can do this for me, to give you the information needed to reach our facility, as well as get in contact with us at any time.
Ray can
There
do
is, of
that.
course, this.
So you have his microbead. His helmet does have a microbead in it, so he can be contacted there.
Yep.
You do have a short range because you haven't got a Voxcaster set up. I think you do have a Voxcaster. It might be a broken one, but it doesn't. You haven't got an operator who sat there, you know, relaying and putting and boosting.
Yeah, we're gonna have to set up a switch station at some point.
That can be done in time. with,
Yeah.
um,
It's more so long as he has like the data to like figure out where the hell our base is. So long as he can contact us, whether it be short range,
Cray
long range,
can
whatever.
basically give him a data slate with a map that Cray has been updating on there. So he can like go over to the east and see, okay, so it's on an island over here, blah blah, I've got to go across here, get to there.
It would mean that
I
you
cannot
have somewhere
swim
you
that
can
far
always...
in my armor, rogue trader. However,
That's a good thing.
if you
It's a
give
good thing
me
you
the
call us that.
communications, the combead for this Magos Explorator, no, sorry, errant, I can contact him directly.
Excellent. As I was going to say there, it's a place you can stay when you need to. Should you need to rearm, rest, repair, get any more information, or share any more information.
What information do you have there that would be of my... He fades off. What does this errant know of Astartes?
You would need to ask him. Our current specialization, our current request of him is the Titans aboard the world.
No, so this is the errant, the guy inside Peeper.
Yeah.
So the rogue trade,
I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I never asked him about Astartes, I asked him about Titans. If you wish to know about Astartes, you would have to ask him yourself at the moment. We have no real knowledge of it. I mean, you, besides yourself and the two renegades we met, there have been very few, if any, Astartes on this planet, I believe.
Then it is possible I may travel to see this Magos errant. How long do you need me to remain in this area, rogue trader? Days? Weeks?
Give us...
I don't think we actually need him.
Yeah, I think we do.
I think
I'd
he's
say, like,
most useful if he just goes killing near the mine.
I would my primary request would be for him to either stay clear of or at least be neutral to like the different settlements we can point out to him. Like we can show him the map and shit like that, and like, okay, like there's settlements here, here, and here. Either avoid them or be careful of them. Be neutral to them, whatever. They're going to be terrified of you. Doesn't matter shit. As well as give them a rundown of like, okay, so here's like here's the remains of the war zone. Here's where. Just give them an update of like the map. Basically, just share our map data, I guess.
Sure, you can do that.
You happy enough for that, Cray? Because you're the one that kind of handles the map.
Sure. I will fill in where needed.
And he takes the data slate with the information that you've been updating, Cray. The one that you would hand out to, Heinrich and Cooney to be like, well, this is where we are. This is the map I've drawn. These are the settlements that we're aware of, blah, blah. He basically scans it over and all the starties have bloody good memory. So yeah, he hands it back to you after a couple of moments. Just like, okay, right, yeah, right, there you go. Understood. I'm aware of my surroundings and the inhabitants. Rogue trader, I may have caused some issues for your people.
What, the hunting?
If that is what they call it, then yes. It seems the prey they were after have fled, as my activities have rendered the area less than inhabitable. These creatures die easily, but the noise they make is loud. Even their death rattles are noisier than I would have wished. This one in
Oh, we can
particular.
tell. Oh, that is fine. We have they have other ways of feeding themselves at the moment, and it's nothing too bad. Besides, if you were to move on from here, it would probably be some time before the screeching Elsor would lure them back here. It's nothing to worry about, sir. Oh, hello?
Yes.
Hello, you did your best impression of a team.
Ah,
Of,
yeah, I thought I had
of the
I thought I had a weird
mechanical.
glitch right there for a second. Am I coming through okay?
Yep.
Now
Perfectly
you
fine.
are.
Yeah. So yeah, the Izmirians and such have another source of food at the moment anyway, which is the fish. So it's not all bad. Besides, when you are to move on from here, or when you do move on from here, I should say, it probably won't take too long for the screeching elsewhere to lure them back to this region.
Very well. I will not remain here much longer then. I will move on to this Magos. I will have the assistance of the other tech priest for my battle gear. He looks down at his prey. I will finish my work, and then I will move on. I will call upon her when I need her assistance. Will there be an uproar if I must enter into the town?
You'll startle the villagers, but they will. That will be fine.
Do they know you by Lord Heinrich, rogue trader?
I'm trying to actually remember. I think it is just Lord, isn't it?
Chief, chosen,
Big
elder?
Yeah, something along those lines.
You have many honorifics on the inbreds, they don't really stick to one.
Yeah.
He gives
Big
a nod
chief,
of...
ooh-ah-ah.
Big dong chief. He gives a
dong chief.
a nod of understanding. Is there anything else you'd like to ask the Astartes or tell him?
At the moment, nothing I can think of.
Very well. Then, we're going to end this episode off here because in the next episode, the group will be moving on to another location and we should probably ensure that everyone is here for that. We'll start off the next episode, you guys leaving this location, just in case. I doubt Cooney wants to say anything to the Astartes, but just in case. Jim might think of something that you need to tell him. And yeah, in the next episode, we move on to another location, I think. I'm just trying to think of if you guys were going to go off to the Sky Tower next and then speak to them. possibly you were. I can't quite remember now. Or if you're going to go off and because there was also talk about going back to the war zone to go and do more scavenging for stuff. I'm not sure if that's when the sky chicken is up and flying. Can't quite remember. There were
think,
many plans.
I'll check with my notes 1 second.
It's all right. I know roughly that you're going west next time, so I can prepare stuff.
So first we're going to fish more mechanics to fix our base and the plane. So the sky chicken will be fixed first.
Yeah, so you're going to the Sky Tower. Because if you want to fix the Sky Chicken, I mean, next time you can spend a day just to do some general maintenance. And then you can take the Sky Chicken back to the fortress. And at the fortress, the Adeptus Mechanicus proper can do more work on it. Entirely up to you. Or you can go to the Sky Tower, speak to the mechanics there, do a trade-off with them, then go to the battle site or go back to... Yeah, we'll see what Jim as well has to say for next time. So hopefully the character sheets will be fixed by the next episode. If not, then
Hopefully.
I think there's another talky episode that we can probably get done.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have to go through Ployne Village, for example. There might be something that happens there, and at the other Lost Village one, and following along your trade route, there may be some stuff that's happening.
As a heads up, I will be working the 10th and 17th. So not next week, the week after.
Yeah. Okay, not a problem. Thanks for the heads up. So
then after that is Christmas Eve.
Yeah, which probably Christmas Eve probably won't be happening either.
That's not going to happen as well because
I've got family coming round on Christmas. Is my brother leaving on Christmas Eve or is he leaving on Christmas Day? I can't remember now. So living on an island, the ferries don't run on certain days. And I can't remember if it's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and Boxing Day, or if it's...
I mean, have you thought about getting a boat?
My dad had a boat. We had a boat for a while.
Yeah, but get another boat.
It was so expensive. Well, it's so expensive to keep it in the harbour. So we've got ferry companies that are corrupt as fuck and charge us a ridiculous amount to get off and don't run ferries at all. I think the last one's like 9 o'clock at night or some shit. My dad had a boat in the harbour, the closest harbour to where I live, and that was basically costing him like 4,000 a year to keep it in a shit position where we couldn't just get on it and use it when we wanted. I think it's like 8,000 a year if you want it in a good spot where you can walk on, drive it off, and then come back, walk off, and get to your car. So yeah, they're outrageous price, but they're set up for yachty bastards anyway. And the other, the next closest harbour that we could have put his boat at is a tidal harbour. So as soon as it hits low tide, you cannot get your boat in or out, which is really, really not what you need for a boat of his size, which is a pleasant boat to be on. Fair enough if you want to just have a dinghy basically, if you want to use what they use to cross the channel and risk sinking, sure, I could probably stick one down there.
This channel is fine. If they could if they could do it in one of these e-boats, or I forgot the British equivalent.
Yeah, it's a dinghy. It's a rubber dinghy.
Oh, a rubber dinghy.
Rubber dinghy.
Yeah. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Could be done. Not what I want to do. And also, the stretch of, funnily enough, the stretch of water that cuts me off from the mainland is one of the busiest shipping lanes in the area. there's a shitload of boats that go through there. There's a lot of the big tankers. So going through on a little tiny boat is really dangerous at times. And it actually gets busier in the nighttime than it does in the daytime for bigger boats. Anyway, I digress. Oh God, we don't have Jim for the see ya. Devastation. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I certainly hope you've enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time. Take care, everyone. As always, bye bye for now.
See ya. Albie, go.